All right, I think we're good.
You be like,
Are you ready?
yeah.
Is that all
Why
right?
can't I see you? I'm busy.
Yeah, I'll try to.
Well, it doesn't matter if you do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Shannon Muse here today. She's a registered dietitian, and right now she's working at Hy-Vee. She's had several other jobs that she'll tell you about. She'll tell you how long she had to go to school, a little bit about internships, good programs around. If you have any other questions, make sure you ask. And then she has a game at the end.
Cool, something to look forward to, yes. All right, so hopefully I cannot sound too jumbled. This is the third time I've given this talk today, so I see snacks. I'm thinking I should have brought a snack. So, okay. So yes, I work at Hy-Vee. A little bit about what I do at Hy-Vee first. I'll go through that. I've been there 9 years, and the position actually has evolved quite a bit. I would say in the beginning it was just kind of not all that focused, just about teaching people about nutrition, a little bit about making signs with nutrition messaging. Now I would say it's definitely more sales focused, or like we have to do quarterly projections on sales, on actual ways that we are going to make income, the different ways the dietitians can at the stores, which is like nutrition education is one of our UPCs. I might use that for one-on-one nutrition counseling. We have cooking classes, and we charge, have income there. We have weight loss programs, so we do that. We also have employee wellness, so I'm in charge of employee wellness for our store. So there's an income or a way to make income in that place too. So those are all the different hats that I wear at Hy-Vee. I'm educating the public, I'm educating employees, helping them to stay healthy and finish the steps that they need in order to finish the wellness program. Teaching cooking classes, helping with marketing and messaging throughout the store. So kind of in the simplest of terms, a dietitian helps educate people on what to eat to better their body, to make it healthy, whether it be for a disease like diabetes, or how to lower cholesterol, or it might just be to gain weight or to lose weight. So that's kind of the basics as far as what a dietitian does. So now to talk a little bit about school, or what if you want to be a dietitian. Does anyone in here want to be a dietitian? Or that you know of? Maybe you don't know yet, and that's fine. So no. Does anyone want to go into something in the health field? So good, quite a few, yeah. So when I was in high school and thinking of what I wanted to do, I thought, well, doctor. I didn't think that I wanted to go through all that schooling to be a doctor. I thought it'd take way too long, But hindsight now, I think, oh, maybe I should have done that. But because it's a lot of schooling to be a dietitian anyway. But I do love being a dietitian. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that I wanted to be a doctor. So then I thought nursing, and I thought, I don't know if I want to deal with blood and guts and poop and all that stuff that nurses might have to deal with. But so then I learned about becoming a dietitian, and it was still in the science medical field, but then didn't have to deal too much with bodily fluids that I didn't think that I would enjoy. So anyway, so if you enjoy food and still enjoy science, then consider nutrition. So a lot of science in nutrition schooling. So I took a chemistry or a biology or some type of, or anatomy, physiology every single semester of college. So it's a 4-year degree, and it needs to come from an accredited school that will set you up to then apply for an internship. And there's only one accredited school here in Nebraska, and it's University of Nebraska-Lincoln. The next closest school is probably Northwest Missouri State in Maryville. They have a solid nutrition program. Iowa State or University of Iowa, they have solid nutrition programs. Now, there might be other nutrition majors at some of the smaller colleges, but they are not going to set you up with, a degree to qualify you to apply for the internship. And you have to have an internship to take the national exam or the accreditation exam to be an RD. So I say that just because I know that there are some universities that have been popping up over the last couple of years because there's money to be made in universities, and they might have a nutrition major, but then it doesn't qualify you. For example, Wayne State has a nutrition major. And so I met a young gentleman that went to school there, and I said, well, that's not a full program. I said, what would you have to do to, become eligible to be a dietitian? He said, I'd have to go to University of Nebraska-Lincoln and take all their science courses and upper level nutrition courses. So that would have added on probably an extra 3 years for him to do that. Excuse me. So, so just be aware of that. That just because, at a university, maybe the degree sounds exciting or sounds cool, make sure that you know exactly what you're getting. At the end, you will be, eligible for what. So know that and find that out. Okay, so internship. So once you have your four-year degree from an accredited college, then you apply for an internship. So of 100 people, 33 people get accepted. So of 100 graduates in dietetics, 33 get accepted into an internship. That's not very high. So it's really competitive, much like physical therapy. I know there's occupational therapists. So just know that it's competitive. I say that just because I've had, students come to me throughout the year saying, oh, I didn't get an internship round one. So, and they can only apply once a year. So that leaves a lot of people with 4-year degrees wondering, what the heck am I going to do now? Because they didn't get an internship. They can either apply again, and the profession is working on providing more internship opportunities, but like every other profession where the need exceeds the level, it takes a while for it to catch up. So I think it'll be a couple years before we have enough to fill all the needs, enough internships to fill. So know that you have to really be motivated, be able to get good grades, love it, and all that jazz. Okay. So I went on to get my master's degree right after my internship. Internship takes a year, 9 months to a year, and you study all aspects of nutrition. So you go to different hospitals, clinics. There's definitely a program and kind of an order to things where you learn more and more. You learn a ton of information during the internship. My internship provided graduate credits. So I thought, well, it's only going to take me a year beyond that to get my master's degree. So I went ahead and did that. And that's something that gives you an extra edge, whether it be job opportunities, extra pay. It allowed me to be able to teach at college level with a master's degree. So that's that's, I guess, all you need to know about the education for a dietitian. As far as different jobs, I'll tell you some of the jobs that I have done. I've worked at a long-term care facility, so nursing home, and I was in charge of the food service area as well as the clinical side of nutrition for the residents. So if you think of the older population, a lot of the issues that I saw as a dietitian is, unintentional weight loss, maybe wound healing, dementia. They forget how to eat or forget that they're hungry, or else they want to eat everything in sight. So there's all kinds of nutrition issues, or it might be for diabetics. When they're 90 years old, they want to eat cake and it raises their blood sugar. Then you have this dilemma, well, do you let them eat cake or, they're 90?
No.
So And as long as, and just helping them to control their blood sugars as well throughout that process. Let's see, so after the nursing home, moved to Omaha and worked at Nebraska Medicine, or the Med Center. That was, years ago, it was still called Clarkson. And was an outpatient nutrition counseling, or counselor. So I was the dietitian the doctors referred their patients to for outpatient counseling. Probably had, well, any doctor within the hospital system could refer to me. So saw patients for high cholesterol, hypertension, food allergies, helping them lose weight, helping them gain weight, diabetics, all that. So did a lot of teaching throughout those years. Then the next job, after years later, was the eating disorder clinic. So back when I got my master's degree, you choose a research study or area, and I chose eating disorders in college students. So because of my research and background of getting my master's degree in eating disorders, or because my study was about that, I think that's what helped me to get the job in working with eating disorders. So of course, worked with anorexic patients, bulimic, compulsive overeating, and there's any combination of any of those. So did that for several years, till it was time to move on or look for something else. And then I found Hy-Vee. So that's kind of my journey with different jobs. I've done some consulting projects and jobs kind of in the midst of that. There are times when I worked just part-time or very part-time, or when my kids were little, stayed home with them and just did consulting. So I've liked this career in the fact that I can work full-time or part-time or just consult and do kind of projects. So that's been nice to do as well for this career. All right, any questions about different jobs or schooling? Okay, so now I might move into talking about nutrition or some healthy eating. So you guys did the super tracker yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna hand this out first and we'll talk about some of, do you wanna take one and pass and just pass it all around? So a little bit about, this handout is about my plate.
Every time I look over, you looking at me.
Vice versa.
Okay, so the My Plate, if you think of the My Plate, that's what the Super Tracker, is about. You've got your food groups of, well, I'll wait till this is being passed. Oh,
Good job. Are you here? You always just look at this. Just put this down in the water.
so, we're almost done passing. What are some things that you guys learned about your eating from the Super Tracker activity?
I eat too much sugar.
You eat too much sugar? I don't eat like you eat as much as you should.
I didn't know she was
You don't
here.
eat as much as you should? Yeah.
My bad.
Like, what do you need more of? What is it?
Mine was protein and dairy, but I just did non-dairy.
Okay. Well, and it was based on 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
So again, everyone's calorie needs vary or are different. And I believe there is a way you can figure out how many calories you need a day on there. And that's a very simplistic formula that they have on that website. It's fine for the kind of general American. But we have formulas as dietitians for different energy states. In other words, if someone is critically ill or recently injured, we would use a certain formula for each incident. And if a person is obese versus overweight, then I would use a different formula to figure calorie needs. So just to kind of let you know, there's different ways to figure calorie needs and different factors to take into consideration. Good. Does anyone else want to share what they learned?
I'm over calories.
You're over in calories? Okay. So you're probably active?
No.
No, you're not? Just eat a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Well, okay, so here's a question. After doing that activity, did it cause you to think, oh, maybe I should change that? No? Some people no, some people yes, okay. And it's pretty much like that, with the general public. Some people will come to me and say, I've got this problem, and so the doctor said I should come talk to you about nutrition, and I just want to know exactly what I have to do, and I'll do it. I'll do it all totally. And so I have those people, right? And those are awesome clients to have. And then I'll have some people that say, doctor said I'd come and see you. I don't think you know much. Don't care what you say, and probably not going to do it. So, yeah, so there's definitely, and not going to change. So there's, we have all these beliefs about as wide and as different, related to nutrition and health as any other aspect in life. Some people really care, and some people really don't. And a lot of it probably has to do with how it's affected us personally. Does anyone know someone that has died or passed away because they had a bad disease, poor health related to nutrition? I see some yeses, some no's. And I would say, nutrition or maybe health may be no big deal until it actually touches you personally, until it affects you, or maybe until you know or you felt it yourself. And like any other aspect in life, that would be why something becomes important enough for you to act on it. So, and also because I'm seeing some snacks, so let's so if I might pick on you girls because you had carrots. So what are carrots high in what vitamin? Do you guys know? Yeah. A, yeah. So the vitamin A, and there are 4 fat-soluble vitamins, or maybe 5, A, D, E, K. So these are fat-soluble vitamins. In other words, they absorb with fat. And the other thing about fat-soluble vitamins, they stay in you until, like the excess leaves, how do I say this? So water-soluble vitamins you urinate out the extra. Okay, so urine, we attribute that with water. Okay, so fat-soluble vitamins have to go out of you if you eat too many of them when you go number 2, if that makes sense. So that's why, so you can get a toxic level of fat-soluble vitamins. So here's a question, can you eat too many carrots?
No.
Yes, you can actually, to toxic levels. And I've seen some people in eating disorders. When I worked there, a girl was eating like carrots every day, all day. Her hands and arms were orange because her body could not keep up with excreting that fat-soluble vitamin. Because think about if she's not eating other foods and not eating enough calories and not eating any fiber, how was, she wasn't pooping. So it had no way to get out. So yes, you can have too many carrots. Now, in a normal person, probably not. You'd probably get sick of them before that happened, right? Hopefully. Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Does she have good eyesight since they're like very good?
You know, it can only improve eyesight up to a certain point. So yes, good, and she was young. So she still had time to kind of fix everything and make it right. But it's not like the more you eat, the better your eyes get. You still can only reach 20/20 vision. That makes sense. So good. All right, so here's some questions for you guys. Like how many of you ate breakfast today? Any type of calorie?
What if we're eating right now?
Well,
What
breakfast?
did I eat?
I would say breakfast before
Oh, I had a
school.
Pop-Tart.
What if it was on the way?
On the way,
Yeah.
that's fine, that counts. Yes. Okay,
No,
good.
Pop-Tart.
So do you know that your brain works better when you feed it? So even if you just have a little bit of something on the way, totally fine. And then maybe you'll have like at, at 10 o'clock, a snack. And that's fine too. As I can tell, I had a piece of toast before I left to come here, and I'm definitely like running low, and my brain's like getting a little bit foggy. So I'll have a snack after this. Let's see, so just so you know, your brain needs food or energy. So before every test you take, make sure that you have something of calories, you know, to kind of give your brain some energy, hopefully something that will stick with you a little bit, that has some complex carbohydrates, like piece of toast with some fiber, you know, has some good fiber value to it, maybe a granola bar, maybe like an egg on English muffin, something like that, would be maybe the perfect diet for breakfast. Okay. Let's see, so kind of looking through this, so thinking of the My Plate. I don't want to bore you guys with it too much, but thinking about, like, why don't you give me some examples of, what are some examples of vegetables?
Broccoli.
Yes.
Green beans.
Celery,
Green
green
beans.
beans, carrots,
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts, cauliflower,
Orange.
Cauliflower.
barely.
Asparagus.
What?
Smell like asparagus.
Squash, yes. Okay, here's a question. What is an example of starchy vegetable?
Potatoes.
Potatoes, not avocados.
I said
Oh, potatoes. Not potatoes, potatoes. Corn. Someone else said one. So,
Yam.
yams, yes, sweet potatoes. Squash, yes. Squash also has starchy. They're not as starchy as potatoes, but they are starchy. Let's see, what are some examples? I mean, this is easy, but fruits.
Strawberries.
apples.
Strawberries, apples.
Watermelon.
Bananas.
Is it
Yes.
tomato or something?
Yes.
Coconuts.
Tomato.
So here's a question. What food group would you put avocado in?
That's fruit.
Isn't
I mean,
a
that's
tomato a
veg-
fruit?
I know, it is fruit. It is a fruit. It's got a pit. It's got a pit.
Okay, so not from the gardener's standpoint. It doesn't, you know, that, maybe the gardeners would call it a fruit, but from a nutrition standpoint, do you know what avocados are high in?
Oil.
Somebody said it. Fat? Yes, healthy fat. So an avocado is high in healthy fats. Now, should you eat a whole avocado in a setting?
No.
No.
Probably
Like,
slice.
3 slices actually, yes, but very good. So, yeah.
Avocado.
So a fourth of an avocado would be a serving. Okay, so what are some examples of protein? What's your best sources of protein?
Chicken.
Steak, chicken,
Fish.
hamburger, pork,
Fish is good.
fish, tuna, salmon,
What do you call them? Shrimp.
shrimp, yes, pork chops, what? Nuts. They have some protein in them.
Peanut butter.
not very much protein in it.
And what?
But, so
Protein
what,
shake.
so, yeah, it's kind of the fake protein, yeah. So if you think of, so in terms of nuts and peanut butter, what are those highest in? What nutrient? Do you guys know? So they have some protein in them and they have some carb in them, but they're highest in fat, yes. So like 2 tablespoons of peanut butter has around 17 grams of fat, around 200 calories, around 5 grams of carb, and around 7 grams of protein. So a lot of calories for that 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. We think we're getting protein, but it's mainly fat. It's not a bad fat. It's not bad for you, but just to know, if you want quality protein sources, really meat or fish, seafood, any of the meats are your better choices. Okay, so we talked about vegetables, fruits, meats, dairy. Yeah, so do you guys, why is dairy important?
Keeps your bones strong.
Yes, it helps you grow strong bones. So it's especially important during your teenage years when your bones are forming, because once you hit the age of about 25, your bones are done forming. So then you're stuck with how well you ate dairy during your teenage years. Now you can take calcium supplements later, like when you're older, but it's just going to harden the bones that you already have. It's not going to ever help grow bone. So that's why a lot of the drink milk mustache ads are geared towards teens, because it's like imperative that you have enough milk now. So speaking of milk, how many cups? So you need 1,200 milligrams a day. That would be actually 4.
4 cups.
And I think they get the idea. Really? You need more than
4
that.
glasses of milk.
Okay. So, I know, let's stay on track, just because I haven't had a snack, so let me finish this thought, and then we'll move to water. So 4 cups would give you 1,200 milligrams of calcium a day. Now, you could do 3, and you'd be getting about 1,000 milligrams of calcium a day. So kind of dependent upon, where you're at with your daily needs. Did you have a question?
I do.
What?
I'm good.
You're good, okay. So, what else would provide calcium other than milk?
Yogurt.
Yogurt? You should not take calcium tablets, just in general,
I don't, I'm good.
Oh, well, not recommended. Yeah, so what would give you real calcium, the nutrients? Because to make bones, you need, cheese. You need more than just calcium. There's about 12 different minerals that work together to help build bones.
What should you take or drink or eat if you're lactose intolerant?
Lactose milk.
You should
Almond milk.
lactose-free milk is definitely recommended. But if you're allergic to dairy, then the non-milk choices like almond milk, rice milk, coconut milk. But it's funny, something that I've learned recently about almond milk, if you've ever looked at the label, it's basically sugar, water, with carrageenan, like a thickener in it, same thickener we use for ice cream. The equivalent of 1 almond is in 1 cup of almond milk. So just so you know, you're not getting a healthier choice, by drinking almond milk, unless you have to for, if you're allergic to dairy. But as dietitians, we consider milk to be like a superfood. Like what other food group or food gives you protein and carbs and 9 essential nutrients that you can only get from food? Like, it's pretty amazing. So hopefully milk will make a comeback. And chocolate milk, is it fine?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's just milk with sugar. So extra calories, and as long as you can burn extra calories, it's fine. It's better for you to have that extra sugar than it is to not have that calcium. All right. Water. Thank you. So water. How much water do you think you need in a day?
6 cups.
So it varies a little bit. We used to say like 8 cups a day or 64 ounces. Now we're kind of teaching, so you take your weight, divide it in half. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. So if you weigh 150, that's 75 ounces a day. There's 8 ounces in a cup, so that would mean, let me do the math. 8,
Somebody told me
9
I was
glasses?
fat yesterday.
Close.
Yeah.
9 cups, yep.
7.
So water, of course, that's important for energy, growth, digestive system, so that things run through you properly. A lot of times, or there's speculation that afternoon slump is usually just because we're dehydrated. So try it. Chug of water, see if you get more energy. Okay, fiber and grains, or how much?
We got time.
So we might, okay, let's cover grains and fiber real quick, and then we'll go to the game. We'll play the game. So grains, examples of grains. What are some healthy grains?
Bread.
Bread, whole wheat bread.
Flour.
What'd you say?
Baby bread.
Whole grain bread, whole grain bagel. What else besides bread? What? Rice, yes. Oatmeal, cereal.
Let me say crackers.
Pasta, crackers. We eat a lot of
What's
grains.
those brown?
Kind of.
They got some great.
Yeah, it has starchy vegetables in them. Like granola
Graham
bars,
crackers.
goldfish
There you go.
crackers, Ritz crackers.
I'm gonna be a cook.
We tend to get a lot of grains in the American diet. Fiber is important to keep your digestive system moving. Fiber needs, we need about 20 to 30 grams a day. So you would get that by having like 3 fruits a day, because a medium fruit would have around 3 grams. And then 2 cups of vegetables a day. So imagine fruit 3 times a day. 2 cups of vegetables, think your fist size, would give you fiber. And then you'd have to have a high fiber cereal and make all your grain choices to be whole grain to get like that 25 grams of fiber in a day. It's kind of hard to do that actually if you eat the standard American diet. Have you guys heard of the acronym Standard American Diet?
No.
SAD. It's pretty sad. Like what we eat is the typical Americans. We eat a lot of meat, we eat a lot of grains, we eat a lot of sugar, not very many vegetables. The fat
If you put cheese on it.
actually has kind of stayed about the same, like since the 1970s. But okay, so let's move into, let's play a game. Let's see.
Do we have to get up?
Okay, so this is called, it's like Jeopardy. Have you guys played Jeopardy or watched it on TV?
That's for old people.
Yeah, okay. So here are the rules. We'll divide the class into 2 teams. So we need this side and this side. So do you guys want to kind of
Bill, go over there.
divide, pick a side, go this way or this way? There you go, go that way. Which way do you want to go, that way? Oh, okay, so we have this side and, okay, this side. So I will make a statement, and you guys will answer the statement in question format. The student from each team who raises their hand first will be the team that can answer the statement in the question form. In other words, I'll watch as I'm asking the question. So the first hand I see go up, then I will call on you and you'll get a chance to answer. If you get it wrong, then I'll give the next person that I saw a chance to answer. Oh, and like Jeopardy, you have to answer in the form of a question, like example.
Yes.
I am a yellow fruit on the outside and a white fruit on the inside.
Banana.
What is a banana? Would be the answer.
Close. That's why I have black
Be
people
on the
answer like
outside
that. Why
and
can't we just say
the other color is too.
Don't be too long about it.
Wait, who's
Yes,
Oh, it's okay, I'll cut out.
that's fine. Okay. Are you guys ready? Okay, I'm a plant-based food that can help, so plant-based food, think of all the plant-based foods, that can help prevent cancer.
Wait, what?
It's a
I am a
plant-based food that helps
plant-based food that
prevent
can help
cancer.
prevent cancer.
I don't know.
I don't think it's potatoes.
No. It's not plant-based. You guys are overanalyzing it.
If we're guessing, just
That's correct though, isn't it? That's correct.
I don't know. What'd you
Yes.
Do you eat it or okay?
You guys, it's a food group. Yes, look at your handout.
So it's not.